Hey guys, and welcome to another JT Fitness Mobility Follow Along session. Today we'll be going through a full body routine. You'll follow me along through it, and we're going to repeat this for 3 rounds. As in my previous videos, I'll talk through the whole thing, show you different angles so you can see what you're doing. Sit back, enjoy, and relax. Okay guys, so we're going to start feet together, reach up to the ceiling nice and high. Push the arms up to the ceiling, nice deep breaths. Each stretch we're going to hold for 2 deep breaths, unless obviously stated otherwise. And then from here, folks, we're going to reach down into a toe touch stretch. So trying to stretch the hamstrings out, coming down, preferably holding onto the toes. Then going to walk yourself forward into a high plank position and drop the hips to the floor. Keep that chest up. Should feel a stretch in your abdominals. A little bit of compression in the low back. That's absolutely fine. Just again, as high as you can lift yourself. If it's up here, down here, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, from there, we're going to dig our toes into the ground, into plank position. We're then going to take same side foot towards same side hand, or as close as you can get to it. And then with the opposite arm, I want you to rotate through. I'm going to look at our fingertips. Again, a couple of deep breaths. We're going to bring it back. And then going to drop that knee down to the ground. Sit ourselves nice and tall. We're going to push our hips and knee forward. Trying to get a stretch in the hip flexor here and a little bit in the ankle. And from there, guys, we're just going to sit back. And we're going to stretch out the front leg. So stretching out the hamstring. Again, you want this front leg as straight as you can. Again, you might feel a stretch here. You might be able to come all the way down to the ground. I certainly cannot. Then you go back into lunge position. Punch that hip through one more time. And then back into the foot to hand. So both hands inside the foot, back leg up off the ground. Take that foot back and shock horror. We do the other side now. So again, 2 deep breath hold. Oh, it's gonna fall. 2 deep breath hold. Hand back to the ground. Drop the knee. Sit yourselves up. Push the knee and hip forward. In 2 deep breaths. And we're going to sit back, stretching out the front leg. Get 2 deep breaths here. And then just like before, back into lunge. Couple breaths. Trying to feel the stretch. So not pushing into a point where you're grimacing, to a point where you can feel it. Hands on the inside. Lift the leg up. Bring the foot back. We're now going to drop to the knees. Send our hip backwards. Keep our hands out in front. We're going to do what's called the child's pose. So here we want to be stretching out the lats. And also I'm pushing my backside towards the ground. And I'm trying to round the low back to get a low back stretch here. But you should also feel this in your lats with your hands reaching out. From there, you're going to plant the hands into the ground. Plant the toes into the ground. Hips up nice and high for the down dog. And then walk your hands in towards your feet for a toe touch. And then stand back up and reset. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. I'll show you from 2 different angles then. So again, we're going to reach into toe touch. Again, 2 deep breaths. I'm going to inchworm it out and move back so you can see me. Hips down, ab stretch. Okay, dig the toes in, into plank, foot to hand, preferably the same side you did last time, in the same order. It's not the end of the world. Hands back, down into lunge. Again, push everything forwards. And hopefully by this round, you should be able to get a little bit deeper. The more warmed up you get, the more holding you do, the more flexible you should feel it. And again, we're going to sit back, stretch out lead hamstring. Yeah, this is feeling much better for me already. And back into lunge. And then hands inside feet. Back to the leg. Reset. And now opposite side. Good. So back into that lunge again, pushing the position as best you can. Certainly one of my better ones, it would seem here. And you may find that, and that's perfectly fine. You can have strengths and balances. As long as none are drastically different left to right. So if both hamstrings are tight, then that's okay. Something you should obviously work on, but if you've got one very loose hamstring, one very tight hamstring, then less ideal. That means there's an imbalance or a twisting motion happening. Both of those, not particularly great things. Okay, now we've done both legs, knee to the ground into that child's pose. So closing down now on round number 2. Okay, into down dogs, up onto the toes, hips to the ceiling. Push your heels into the ground, head through. And then walk your hands in to the toe touch. And reach back up to the ceiling. And then obviously repeat. So we're going to do one more now. I'm just going to show you at more of a 45-degree angle. This will be our last time through. So again, reach for the ceiling. Into toe touch. And this round we should be feeling our best. So we should be able to get into our deepest positions here. We're going to walk it out into plank. Hips down. Chest up. Good. Plant the toes. Foot to hand and rotate. So we're trying to rotate round further each time, step a bit further each time. Good. Hand back into the floor. Get into my personal favorite one. And I'm not sure why, I just seem to be more bendy in these positions. And then leaning back into hamstring. So going from one of my better ones to one of my worst ones. Good. Back into lunge one more time. Right, feet down, hands down, sorry. And then we're going to change to the opposite side. Nice, again, good hold here. Feeling every movement. So just focus on finding the muscles to stretch. I think we've talked through which ones we're targeting. And again, not pushing too deep, just so you know they're there, and then holding it. And if you can, obviously, once that kind of pull eases off, push yourself a little bit further. Okay, back into hip flexor ankle. And we're coming into the very end of our little session here. Hands back on the floor into child's pose. So again, that rounding the low back. It's quite a relaxful position, this one. Yeah, really push that bum into the ground. And that's where you should feel your low back. With the reach, you should feel this in your lats. If not, just keep reaching, or you might have quite bendy lats. Good. And then into down dog. So again, stretching out both hamstring, both calves, and a little bit of shoulder and lat here as well. Walk the hands in to final toe touch stretch. Yeah, if you look at this position from the start, I know I was barely touching my toes. Now I've got my knuckles down to my toes. Legs aren't quite straight, but that's just me not being able to bend much. You should see a difference from start to finish, both in me and yourselves. And that, guys, is the 4th installment of the JT Fitness Yoga follow-alongs. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure to like it, comment if you want to see another one, and if not, I'll see you in another one of my videos. Take care.